UFC Paris, Nasruddin Imavov versus Borralho. I'm here to give you my full card picks and predictions on the entire fight card. It's been a while. I mean, we haven't had UFC in 2 weeks, but I did actually drop a video today. When you watch this, it will be technically already a day ago, and it is for the NFL Week 1 full card leans and anytime touchdown leans as well. Obviously, because it's the first week, there's not too much to go base off of, so I'm giving you guys leans, not just for that Thursday night football game, which would have passed by the time you watch this, but the Friday one that will be later on that night, and then all of the Sunday slate, and then the Monday night football game as well. So please watch that video. Like I said, it's just a ton of leans. Once we get the structure will kind of change a little bit once the weeks progress. Obviously, I'll have more plays for you guys and a nice tracker system as well, so we can follow along throughout the weeks, because we absolutely crushed the NFL. And I'm excited to do 2 videos a week, one for the UFC, one for the NFL. And just to keep that consistency going, obviously, please sub here. Once we reach 1,000 subs, I will be doing another giveaway. We did one at 500. We'll do one at 1,000. And of course, please join the Discord. It is $14.99 a month, and you get a free week with it as well. It is the best way to support me, to allow me to do all of this, obviously. Not just here, but all the extracurricular parts of this job as well. And you get everything early, and you get more information, more plays, more parlays, more lottos as well, obviously. So please support me there. But yeah, haven't been here in 2 weeks. I'm excited for this fight card. There's 14 fights, mostly bangers, a lot of debuts as well. So we'll get into that. And then we just have an absolute banger of a main event. So we'll start from the bottom to the top, because even that fight's sneaky good. First fight of the night, we have Shauna Bannon versus Sam Hughes. Now, same height. Shauna Bannon has the 1-inch reach advantage and the 1-inch leg reach advantage. Now, probably, not really going to do too much, to be honest, but for her sake, at least she doesn't have the disadvantage here, because she's going to want to keep this on the feet. Obviously, she's primarily a striker. Going to be looking to use those legs for some body kicks, maybe even some head kicks as well. Just has to watch out. Sam Hughes can catch a kick, try to take her down. That's probably the best way Sam Hughes can win and will win, is with her grappling. Now, on the feet, she can hold her own. Not the best. Obviously, I think Shauna Bannon's a lot quicker, can pick her shots better. But we've seen her kind of get cooked as well. Even in her last fight against Puja Tomar, was losing that fight. She got cracked. And then she somehow found a way to sub her. Now on a 2-fight win streak, 2-1 in the UFC, lost to Bruna Brazil because she just couldn't defend a takedown. And now we have Sam Hughes here in a spot where I always say, when it comes to Sam Hughes, she's perfectly mid. She's 5-5 in the UFC, not great anywhere, not really terrible anywhere either, just very decent. Just a decent fighter, which is why she's on a 2-fight win streak, both by split decision. But she's won 3 of her last 4, obviously all by decision. It's going to be interesting to see if she's able to take Shauna Bannon down and keep her there, because, she stuffs a few takedowns. Shauna Bannon's feeling good. She might be able to piece up Sam Hughes on the feet for 3 rounds. Now, odds right now for Sam Hughes -350, absolutely egregious. Shauna Bannon +255. Honestly, dog might be the way to go here. If you're looking for value, I just don't know if she's going to be able to defend that takedown, to be honest. It's not like Sam Hughes has amazing takedowns. 32% takedown accuracy. Only averages about 1, so she's averaging about 3 attempts. But Shauna Bannon doesn't have the greatest takedown defense either. 42% in 3 fights. Was taken down twice by Bruna, twice by Ardeline. None by Puja, but still ended up on her ass. So not loving it for either side. But I'm going to lean with the person that I think that just has the grappling edge. So give me Sam Hughes to win by decision. I spent way too much time on that fight, to be honest. Andreas Gustafsson versus Rinat Fakhretdinov. Now, Gustafsson is an inch taller. Same leg reach, but Rinat has the half-inch reach advantage. I'm really liking that everyone so far, matchup-wise, very similar when it comes to their reach and their height and everything. Kind of just goes, there's no advantages there. It's just straight up skill for skill, matchup-based. Obviously, we know Gustafsson won his debut in his last fight, and I faded him there. against Chaos Williams, and he did him so dirty. He did him almost as bad as Hamza did DDP. 3 rounds, just constant pressure. It was disgusting. I don't think a lot of you understand what it feels like to be dominated by someone like that. It is not fun at all. You feel helpless. You just feel like you can't do anything about it, and that's a very scary feeling as a man and as a human. But as a man, to feel that way, it's really like degrading. So he kind of humbled me as I watched him do this to Chaos Williams as well. And then we have Rinat Fakhretdinov. Now Rinat is 5-0 in the UFC, but we know he's not really 5-0. He's won his last, or I was going to say he's won his last, whatever. And he also has a draw against Zaleski, which he probably lost that, and then he probably lost the Nicholas Dalby one. Even the Carlos Leal one, let's be honest here, I mean, it was... Leal won that fight. And I think I had Rinat, but I think Leal won that fight. Gustafsson, obviously, we don't really know what he's going to look like if Renat's able to kind of get him off, like, kind of get stuck in those positions on the cage. Obviously, prior to the UFC, he was knocking dudes out. It's going to be tough. I'm interested to see how this first round's going to go. How much of a gas tank Rinat has after that first round and a half, because Gustafsson is literally nonstop. Gustafsson right now is minus 120. Slight favorite. I thought he opened as an underdog. I'm sure he opened as an underdog in a few. Yeah, he did on a few other sports books. Give me Gustafsson. I think his pressure is going to be too much. I think he's going to be able to kind of dominate Rinat at some point in this fight. I don't think Renat's really that good. He seems to have a lot of power early, but he gets in bad positions, and Gustafsson is the last person you want to be just stuck on a cage against. So give me Andreas Gustafsson to win by TKO or decision. Next fight, Brad Tavares versus Robert Bryczek. Now, Brad is an inch taller. Bryczek has the 1-inch reach advantage, and then Brad has the 1-inch leg reach advantage. All very similar. We know Brad is an absolute UFC veteran. I mean, he's on, just because of how long he's been in the UFC, he's on pace to break records. It's not like he has an amazing record in the UFC. 16-10. Won his last fight against Gerald Meerschaert. Send him to decision. I mean, he hasn't won by finish since does that say 2011? Am I tweaking? No, I'm sorry. 2018. And before that, it was 2011. Not a finisher at all. I mean, it's not like he's even looking to finish these dudes. He's kind of just trying to outpoint him. Bryczek did lose his debut to Io Potiera. Now I get it. Potiera doesn't really look that great most of the time. But honestly, he's kind of been looking, I would say, better and better, especially early in fights, even though he's obviously probably cut at this point, right? Potiera's probably cut. He kind of fought a list of killers as well. And also, Potiera came in fat that fight against Bryczek. So prior to that fight, he was on a 5-fight win streak, all by first round TKO. Now that's the issue, right? I think he's going to be able to hit Brad Tavares. The only thing is, will he have a gas tank to sustain, the grappling of Brad Tavares? Because he's not going to knock him out. But it's really just about what he's able to do after that first round. Let's say he wins the first round. Brad Tavares can win those last 2 rounds. Got knocked out against Potiera per round. He kind of similar. He had 16 strikes landed in the first round, 12 in the second, and then 13 in the third. He's going to need a lot more output versus Brad Tavares, to be honest. But he can win that fight for sure. I don't think Brad Tavares at this point, 37, is that good. I don't think he's ever been that good. But this is a very winnable fight for Bryczek. Brad Tavares is a nice UFC veteran. Right now, Bryczek is plus 176. I like the dog here. I know people are going to be like, he lost to Potiera, he sucks. Potiera literally fought a bunch of murderers. Obviously, he was going to, get smoked in most of them. Brad Tavares has not shown anything special to be a minus 230, even though I believe he was a minus 2 something against GM3, and we took him for parlay of the week, which hit. But Still, I just don't see it. I think in the first round it can be absolutely scary, but I think he'll be able to do enough in 2 out of those 3 rounds. So give me Robert Bryczek to win by decision. Next fight, Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. Now, Trey Waters is 2 inches taller. These are some tall dudes, man. Sam Patterson an inch taller. Trey Waters 2-inch leg reach advantage. Now, one would think that leg reach advantage would play into Trey Waters' favor. Sam Patterson is looking at that and he's just watering in the mouth, through the mouth. Is that how you say? Salivating? Let's just say salivating. Because Sam Patterson has been looking great. I know. I can't believe I don't think I thought I would have ever said that. But ever since he got absolutely smoked by a schmooze, he's gone down in weight and he's won 3 straight. 2 by sub, 1 by TKO against Danny Barlow. So now we know he has the power to fight in this division. And he also obviously has continued to look great in the grappling because prior to those 2 sub wins in his 3-fight win streak, currently he had 5 wins by sub. Most of his wins, except 1, have come by finish. His only 2 losses by TKO. Trey Waters 9-1. 3-3-3 when it comes to how he finishes fights. 1 loss by sub, which was Contender Series against Bonfim of Von Fluchoke. I mean, not a lot of people are doing that, especially Contender Series. Bonfim is an absolute animal for that, to be honest. But since then, won a fight in LFA, and then came back in the UFC, and he's won 2 unanimous decision wins. One against Billy Ray Goff, where Goff, is a madman, and Quinlan, who's not in the UFC anymore. I thought Quinlan had the power, just kind of slow, very stagnant on the feet too, very flat-footed. Sam Patterson moves very well. I think, if he's able to get those takedowns, I think he can sub Trey Waters. Honestly, he looks so good. He just has to be careful with the chin, but it's not like Trey Waters is out here knocking dudes out left and right. He just has to be aware of it, and I think he'll be fine. Sam Patterson right now -194. I'll be honest with you, not in love with it. I think this should be a little bit closer, probably -150, just because of his chin problems in the past. This is a red flag fight for me, for sure. Don't really trust either of these 2 dudes, but I will lean Sam Patterson, especially if he's able to get on Trey Waters' back. Then he should be fine. Give me Sam Patterson to win by submission. Next fight, Harry Hardwick versus Kaue Fernandes. Now, Hardwick is an inch taller. There's no reach here. Kaue has a 73-inch reach advantage, and 73-inch reach, and Harry has a, that's great, it doesn't show here either, 71-inch reach for Harry Hardwick. So Kaue has the 2-inch reach advantage. It is his debut. He's coming in on short notice, Cage Warriors champ here, because Fakhretdinov was scheduled to fight, but he had some family issues, so he did not want to miss that, which totally understandable as well. I know, it's unfortunate for Paris since that's his city, but it's okay. It's all good. Hopefully everything is okay with him and his family, and hopefully we can watch him fight soon. But because of that, Harry Hardwick is coming in on very short notice. Last fight was in March, so he has had some time in between. Looked really good in Cage Warriors. Going to be interesting to see the game plan against someone like Fernandes. Fernandes super slick, nice hands as well. It's going to be interesting. It's a red flag fight as well because coming on short notice. I mean, Kaue has the full camp, which is why I still do lean Kaue. But Hardwick is a tough dude. He's a very tough dude, and I think he can give him hell, and I think he could definitely give him a run for his money. Kaue is -184. Decent. I'd feel like no one really should touch this fight because we don't know how either fighter is going to look in this new matchup. Fakhretdinov is a much different striker and fighter than Harry Hardwick, so I think I kind of leaned Ferris in that fight, but with the new change, I do lean Fernandes. So give me Kaue Fernandes to win by TKO or decision. Next fight, Marcin Tybura versus Ante Delija. Now, Ante is an inch taller, has an inch reach advantage, but Tybura has the 5-inch leg reach advantage. That's crazy. See, this is the first time we've seen something that's like, that's crazy. Because Marcin, right, he's 6'3", but you look at him in photos, you're like, he's not 6'3", and then you see him and you're like, This dude is a tank. He's an absolute monster of a guy. He's a monster. And I'm done fading. Marcin Tybura. I'm saying it right now. I'm done fading him. Because every time I fade him, brother comes out like he's Fedor. He's won his... Okay, I forgot. This is going to piss me off. But anyways, he's won 3 of his last 4. He beat Tai Tuivas's ass. He lost to Spivak by armbar. Very fair. Spivak looked so good in that fight. He beat the hell out of Jonathan Deniz. I mean, he mauled him. He made Deniz look like a little boy. And then he won against Mick Parkin. Now, not his fault, right? He's not the judge. I thought he lost that fight. But I also had Mick Parkin. So take that for a grain of salt. It was very close. I edged Mick Parkin for 2 rounds. But I understand why he could have potentially got that win. Tybura could have got that win. Regardless, Delija, 8-3 in the PFL, won his last fight, and he's won 6 of his last 7. A lot of TKOs, some ground and pound. I'm telling you right now, obviously he's 35. He's, Marcin's not young either, but I'm just not taking any of these PFL Bellator guys anymore. That's it. It's over. That's it. I'm not taking these guys' debuts. Marcin has proven already that he's an absolute dog. He can take out, contenders. He can take out, top dogs in the UFC as well. Let's see what Delija is able to do early. I think he'll be able to maybe hit Marcin. I think Marcin's going to be able to grapple him, push him to the cage, take him down, and then go to work there. Probably goes 3 rounds if Delija hurts him early, and then, Marcin is just playing to survive a little bit. I can see them both getting gassed out. I think what happens is Delija probably, lands his best punch early. Tybura eats it. Delia's like, oh shit. Tybura takes him down, beats him up, tries to find a neck. If not, lands some elbows, finishes him there. Marcin Tybura right now is an underdog. Minus 111. He opened as a favorite. People started watching tape on Delija, and they're like, oh, he was, PFL, whatever, great in the PFL. Nah, I'm good. Give me Marcin Tybura as a dog to win by TKO or decision. Oumar Sy versus Brendson Ribeiro. Now, Sy is an inch taller, 2-inch reach advantage, 4-inch leg reach advantage. This is what I'm talking about. And this is very important because his stance is, he's very outward stance. I mean, he takes up a lot of space on in the cage as well. He's looking to just find openings to try to grapple you. Obviously not the best striker either. We saw that. I wouldn't even call this a fraud check because he lost his last fight to Menefield. I wouldn't call it a fraud check. It's not like Menefield smoked him into existence. Menefield just did more, and Sy looked like he was just kind of not there, and that's fine. I mean, Menefield absolutely should have won that fight. He no doubt he won that fight. But now he's kind of taking a step down, I think, in Ribeiro. Ribeiro 2-3 in the UFC, lost his last fight to Murzakanov by TKO in the first round, won his last 2 prior to that. It kind of feels like he's beating mid. He beat Kyle Machado, whatever, and then DR, who DR also lost again 2 weeks ago. And then he's losing to the Magomeds, Ming Yang Zhang, Murzakanov. I would say Oumar Sy is in that realm of fighter. It's going to be interesting to see how he's able to implement his grappling here, because if he's able to implement that grappling, I think he could and will finish Ribeiro. I think Ribeiro, 4 losses by TKO or knockouts, 2 losses by sub. Only 3 of his fights have gone to a decision. Oumar Sy, obviously a lot safer. He does have 3 wins by decision and 1 loss, obviously. 4 wins by TKO, 4 wins by sub. He only has, so far, he's 2-1 in the UFC. Only 1 win by finish, which was against Tukos Tokos. Looking to get a finish here, I think Ribeiro is the perfect spot to get a finish. I think Sy is going to be able to just piece him up on the feet. Ribeiro, can get some damage off as well, some offense. I just think Sy is better. I think he takes him down, he grapples him, and looks for a finish. Now, Oumar Sy right now, minus 520. Kind of gross. Kind of gross. Wasn't minus 390. Great bounce back spot at home. Give me Oumar side to win this by TKO or decision. Next fight, William Gomis versus Robert Ruchala. Now, Gomis is 2 inches taller. Obviously, no reach for Robert here. Gomis has the 73-inch reach. Ruchala basically has the same. Now, Ruchala 8-1 in KSW. Great Polish promotion. And his only loss, really, his only loss, it's so funny reading all these names and you're like, these dudes all sound like soccer players. It was a soccer body kick where he was on the ground and he kicked the shit out of him. And it looked like it really hurt. But that's his only loss in his professional career. And it's something that's not even legal in the UFC. But aside from that, he's an absolute monster of a dude. And then we have Gomis, 14-3. 4-1 in the UFC, lost his last one to Haider Emil by split. Should have lost that fight. And honestly, the Brito fight, felt like he kind of lost that one too. Probably should be 3-2 in the UFC, but it's all good. Love the way he fights. I mean, he super long, super rangy, moves really well, super quick. Going to be looking to cut off that cage as soon as possible. I think he kind of sometimes he might let the other fighter just get into the fight a little bit too much, to be honest, kind of let them gain their confidence. So I think after the first round, it's all Gomis, to be honest. Ruchala is going to look really good really early. He's going to look scary. If he's able to weather that storm, I think he'll be absolutely fine. William Gomis right now, minus 265. Not terrible. Not something I would be, foaming at the mouth to choose. But he's at home. The better, cleaner striker. If anyone's going to be able to stuff those takedowns and everything, it'll be Gomis. He'll be able to get away from the cage. I like my chances here. So give me William Gomis to win by decision. Next fight, Patricio Pitbull versus Losene Keita. No reach, no nothing. Now, obviously, Pitbull 5'6". He's a short king, and Keita too. We got the battle of the short kings here. Keita 16-1. He is 5'9", 3 inches taller. There's no reach here, but you know what? Let's just put it like this. Keita, whatever the fuck, 10-1 in Octagon. He's on a 5-fight win streak. Only lost his last fight because of a foot injury. But aside from that, had not lost a single other fight. This dude is 27. He's in his prime. He's literally like a little Pitbull. Super strong, fast hands. 10 wins by TKO, 6 by decision. It's going to be interesting. Pitbull obviously going to have to wrestle here. We've seen him have to wrestle everyone he's fought so far in the UFC, which is 2. And you know what? I picked Pitbull in both of these fights, the Yair one and the Dan Ige one. So we're 1-1. Just saying, Dan Ige, massive underdog against Dan Ige. I was like, there's no way. People were calling me crazy. And then he pulled on the wrestling masterclass. He's going to have to do the same thing here. I mean, even arguably more power than Dan Ige here. Definitely quicker. Just skill for skill is better. Obviously, Pitbull has the experience to win a fight like this, but it's going to be hard. This kid is nasty. This kid is so nasty. He might pull something crazy against Pitbull and arguably could knock his ass out. Now, Keita is minus 230, rightfully priced. Pitbull plus 176. I just don't think this is the value of a time to pick Pitbull here, to be honest. Unfortunately, it's not the time, I think. Keita is the way, and I think it's probably one of the best spots you can take here. Give me Losene Keita to win by TKO or decision. Next fight, Alex Sola versus Rhys McKee. Now, Rhys McKee is 6'2", 78-inch reach. Sola is 5'11". I don't have a reach here. But Rhys McKee looked great in his last fight. Doctor stoppage against Frunze. Lost his 2 before that, which was his comeback to the UFC after going 3-0 in Cage Warriors. Kind of needs this win, I guess. And he's fighting an undefeated Alex Sola. Only has one draw in his professional career. Looks really good. Looks really, really good. Has power. This probably does not go the distance, to be honest. I think Reese McKee is extremely chinny as well. Sola, in France, I think they're kind of trying to build this guy up here. I think this is a perfect spot to take someone like Alex Sola, to be honest. Alex Sola right now, minus 146. Not beautiful. Kind of hope that line kind of goes down. I don't think it does. I think he probably jumps to like a minus 170. I probably should jump on this immediately. But regardless, give me Alex Sola to win by TKO or decision. Next fight, Borralho Oki versus Mason Jones. Now, they have the same height. Mason Jones has the 1-inch reach advantage. No leg reach advantages here. Same leg reach. Now, Mason Jones looked pretty damn good against Jeremy Stephens in his last fight. And before that, was on a 4-fight win streak in Cage Warriors. Now, obviously, before that fight against Jeremy Stephens, he was in the promotion a few years ago. He went 1-2. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. He lost to Mike Davis. Sensational grappler. He beat David Onama, who was undefeated. Onama, really good. Still really good. And then he lost to Ludovic Klein, who just fought Gamrot. Literally not the worst losses ever. Like, great losses. Puts on a masterclass of performances in Cage Warriors. 3 stoppages and a decision before coming back and beating the hell out of Jeremy Stephens. Where Jeremy Stephens, not the greatest win. Obviously, Jeremy Stephens, 50 professional fights and has lost 40% of them. Oki, 10-2, 2-1 in the UFC. Beat Aswell, not impressed. Lost to Chris Duncan, got choked out. This is when Chris Duncan was just throwing that gilly on everybody. Beat Timmy Kwamba by split, arguably lost that fight. Oki has not shown to do anything or be special at all. Could try to make a statement here. I don't see it. I feel like he more has a look of being an animal than actually being that animal, to be honest. He has really not shown anything special. His hands, his grappling, his wrestling, he's kind of mid all around. Mason Jones so far, 6 more professional fights, has had much scrappier wins, has shown to just have that dog in him. No reason to fade Mason Jones at this point. He looked great against Jeremy Stephens. Oki is not in Ludovic Klein and Mike Davis's level. Mason Jones right now, minus 146. If there's anything, I should probably jump on that. He was minus 210. Oki was a plus 162. So much money is coming in on Oki. Okay. I'm not buying it. I don't like it. Give me Mason Jones to win this by decision. Next fight, Modestas Bukauskas versus Paul Craig. They have the same height, same reach. Paul Craig has the 1-inch leg reach advantage. Now, Paul Craig, shout out to Paul Craig. He's so loyal to the UFC to a fault, but it's fine. They gave him another contract. They're like, fuck it. My bad what happened in the last fight. And now he's fighting Modestas Bukauskas, who arguably lost his last fight. Thank God he didn't, because we had Bukauskas against Kutelaba. Really felt like he might have lost that fight. But because of that win, he has now won 7 of his last 8, only losing to Petrino. When Petrino was on fire. So, not bad. He's now 6-4 in the UFC, because he started off very bad in the UFC in 2020. But regardless, looks really good. Looks really big, fast, strong hands. He's in that fight at all times, to be honest. And then we have Paul Craig, who our sweet angel boy Paul Craig. It's time to hang it up, buddy. 9-9-1. Hasn't won a fight since 2023 against Muniz. He's lost 3 straight against absolute killers, and then that no contest against Bellato. Now listen, Bo Nickel, Borralho, and Brendan Allen, all better probably than Bukauskas. But Bukauskas is still very good. This is a fight to build him up. Clearly. I'm not even trying to sugar. Clearly. Bukauskas, minus 390 is the right way to go. He should be a minus 600. Listen, Paul Craig has a chance to sub him at some point. I doubt it, though. Bukowskis, minus 390 is the way to go. Give me Modestas Bukowskis to win by knockout or TKO. Next fight, Benoit Saint-Denis versus Mauricio Hufy. Now, they have the same height. Hufy is 2 inches taller and has the 1 inch reach advantage. Leg reach advantage, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Am I okay? Hufy, they have the same height. Hufy has the 2 inch reach advantage, 1 inch leg reach advantage. Now, not really too much here. Man, this fight is going to be interesting because Hufy looks like he's unstoppable right now. He's unstoppable. There's not much, to even mention of him. Fought his last fight against Lontop. Didn't finish Lontop. Lontop came in 10 pounds heavier. Still was able to knock him down with a nasty body shot. He was just throwing everything at him, and he looked really, really, really good. Arguably the best of all four of them boys. You know what I'm talking about. And then we have Saint Denis, who won his last fight. Didn't look so good, but he needed that win because he got smoked 2 fights in a row in his last 2. Was supposed to fight Joel Alvarez. Thank God he didn't. Joel Alvarez is a scary, scary, scary dude who's only lost to Islam or Arman. One of those 2 monsters. I think it was Islam. So, very scary. Grappling wise, I give Saint Denis the edge. Maybe wrestling. We haven't really seen too much of Hufy in that department because he hasn't really needed it. But I think he might need it here. Saint Denis is going to be pressuring him as much as possible. He's going to be looking to get a single or a double immediately. He doesn't want to give Hufy range at all. And he shouldn't. Who wants to give Hufy range, to be honest? Yeah, the grappling, we'll have to see. On the feet, we obviously know Hufy's better. He's going to need to keep that range, obviously. Implement some leg kicks, as long as he doesn't get stupid. Because if he starts spinning and doing stupid things, Saint Denis knows when to level change. He can find entries very easily if you give him that opportunity. Let's say he tries to throw something spinning. Saint Denis will literally get a hold of your back and push you to the cage and just find a way to try to take you down from that position. Even if he has some control time there, he has some control. He's hugging you from the back and he's trying to land some little baby knees to the back of your thighs. All that counts. He just wants to win here. He's not looking to finish, homie. Let's be honest. He's looking to win. Get a big win against a top future contender in Hufy. And there's ways for Saint Denis to win. But it all is dependent on if Hufy makes those really dumb mistakes. If he sticks to his game plan, he can beat Saint Denis 30-27 easy. Easy. And maybe even get a late finish. Probably. Most likely. But if he's the one doing stupid things and he's just letting Saint Denis keep, if he lets Saint Denis stay in this fight longer than he should be, Saint Denis can win this fight. We saw Hufy was getting a little tired because he's doing all this extra shit in his last fight. So hopefully he doesn't do any of that. Because if so, Hufy should beat him and he is a top contender. And I think, he might land or might do 1-2 spinning kicks. Remember, 2 fights ago against Bobby Green, I said he was going to land that spinning heel kick. No prediction like that here. I think maybe an uppercut. He might land a nice little nasty uppercut to Saint Denis. Probably knock him down. And then we'll just see just some elbows or something. Hufy right now, minus 205. Not my favorite. I'll say it. I'll keep it at that. Not my favorite. Saint Denis should probably be minus 250. Saint Denis should be plus 200. If Saint Denis was plus 200, there's some value there for sure. Maybe a spread. He could win a round just off grappling, guys. That might still be in play. He can win a round just off grappling. I just think he gets finished, though, so that's why I don't want to touch that spread. Give me Mauricio Hufy to win by knockout or TKO. And last but not least, the main event, Nasruddin Imavov versus Kaue Borralho. Now, Imavov is 2 inches taller. Same reach advantage. Same leg reach advantage. Wouldn't want anything more for a main event. Now, we are in Imavov's, I wouldn't say hometown, but where he grew up. So, he's French. The French crowd will be on his side the entire time. More than they will Benoit Saint-Denis, and he has the most French name possible. Now, Imavov, 16-4, 8-2 in the UFC, 4-fight win streak. No contest, should be a 5-fight win streak. He has a no contest against Chris Curtis, but he was beating Chris Curtis's ass. Prior to that, lost to Sean Strickland by decision. Listen, was starting to get some offense later in the fight. Just kind of got his ass beat early, which is fine. Who was it that came in on short notice? One of them came in on short notice. Fighting Sean Strickland on short notice is a very tough thing. After this fight, he goes on. This was January 2013. He goes on to beat a boost and then win the title. So you're fighting championship level Sean Strickland on short notice. That doesn't get spoken about enough. That is not an easy thing to do. Then he beats Roman Dolidze, beats the shit out of him. Then beats the shit out of Jared Cannonier. Close early. Then beats Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen, obviously people are saying Brendan Allen looked great in the first round. Listen, I had Brendan Allen in that fight. To be honest, I have no reason to lie. I had Brendan Allen in that fight. But he does the same thing every single time. He just expends all of his energy early. He gets tired, and then he loses the next two. So, of course, he looked great in the first round. That's all he had. He gave 100% of Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen gave 100% of Brendan Allen for 5 minutes. And then he only had maybe, he was running on E. You know that Gatorade symbol in 2K? That's what he had. So, of course, he was going to slow down, and he didn't, Imavov was being patient because he knew that. So, of course, he lost that first round. And we had Brendan Allen spread, thank Christ. Regardless, wins that fight, comes back a few months later, knocks Izzy out. Izzy looked good early, as Izzy always does look good early, and then he got clipped in the second. Should have took more time because of that foul, but it's okay. I think it was inevitable. Imavov just a faster, stronger Izzy at this point, to be honest. 29, in his prime, absolute monster. Absolute specimen, has the wrestling pedigree. The grappling, we'll see. Has the wrestling pedigree. Great takedown defense. Could land his own takedowns as well. Hands quick, fast, rangy. Just great kicks. Championship level striking. And then we have Kaue Borralho. 17-1, 7-0 in the UFC. Has not lost a fight since Has not lost a fight since 2015, which was his second fight ever professionally. Aside from that, he lost to Gelton in 2021 grappling, and has not seen a loss since then. A lot of decisions, some finishes, but listen, he finished Olizaychuk when Olizaychuk wasn't looking so hot. Finished Paul Craig. I could throw this at Paul Craig right now and probably finish him. Won his last one against unanimous decision against Jared Cannonier. Very interesting fight. We had Borralho. Very interesting. I feel like I'm the Jared Cannonier whisperer, win or lose. Honestly, I feel like I've taken or faded Jared Cannonier perfectly in his last 7-8 fights. It's actually kind of crazy. But regardless, Borralho, very close fight. 2-2 going into the fifth. Borralho just able to do more and just hurt Jared. He's 40. I mean, what are you going to do? 5 years ago, maybe. Would have been a different story. He got tired. A lot of pressure, offense coming from Borralho. Also a very patient fighter. These are both very patient fighters because they're waiting to counter. Which is why this is an interesting matchup, because I don't know what either game plan is going to be. Scary on both sides, on both fronts. Imavov, striking-wise, Imavov more technical. Dare I say more power as well. Borralho grappling better. Is his wrestling better? That is where this fight that's where the tides will shift on this fight, is the grappling. One's better on one side, the other is better on this side. That is where the tides will shift here, especially in a 5-rounder. Both super patient, can be in there for 5 whole rounds, implementing their own offense. If Borralho is able to get those takedowns, is he going to be able to keep him there? I don't think so. I think on the feet, Imavov is better. He's just shown more. And that's not Borralho's fault, I guess, because he's been out for a year because nobody wants to fight him. Also, another point, even though I personally don't think this is to think too much about this, but Borralho cut weight for Hamza versus DDP 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Has to cut weight again. I don't think that really does too much. But to each their own. I know a lot of you are going to look at that and like, oh, he's gassed and tired and gross now. But yeah, going to be very interesting. I mean, even the odds right now, Imavov is an underdog. Opened as a favorite, is now an underdog, minus 120. Plus 108 now. Borralho minus 138 was the underdog. Money coming in on Borralho, which I understand. Fighting nerds just looks like they're unstoppable. One loss with Bryczek. One loss. It was one loss and he redeemed it already. Plus 108. It was kind of crazy for Imavov, I'm not going to lie. When was the last time we got Imavov at plus odds like this? It's been a while. He's at home. It feels like he is the way to go. This was tough. When I was watching film for this fight, even I was like, I don't even know, man. Something about that Cannonier loss, though, or win for Borralho, it was just like, damn. I don't know. I think Imavov's going to be able to hurt him early, and then we might see Borralho going in survival mode a little bit. But I think Imavov might be the way to go. I think he's just going to be able to do more on the feet. If he's able to stuff those takedowns, he might be able to land some takedowns of his own. That's where the game changer can be as well. He might not try to grapple too much, but get some takedowns, land, some control time. Do what you got to do there. Just don't spend too much time, because on the feet is the way to go. As long as he doesn't get clinched up on the cage either. Borralho's going to want to do that early. Clinch him up, land some nice little knees. Nothing too crazy. Just trying to win the head position. Imavov plus 108. Let me get the dog here. He is fighting at home. Let me get the dog here. Give me Nasruddin Imavov to win by decision. And that caps off UFC Paris, Imavov versus Borralho. I appreciate you all. Oh man, it felt good to do one of these long videos. I feel like it's been a while since I did one of these, I've almost been recording for an hour. So thank you so much. This was so fun. 14 fight slate. Some bangers, some debuts. It's an early card just in case. This fight card starts at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Main card starts at 3. I will be watching these fights all damn day. I appreciate you all. Please, like I said, please sub, like, comment. Once we reach 1,000 subs, I will be doing another giveaway. Please watch the NFL video as well. I know it came out yesterday, but it's not just, you're only missing one game at that point. You have another 14, 15 or whatever at that point. So please watch that video. If you want all of that and everything else, a lot of more exclusive content, plays, parlays, lottos, all on Discord, not just by me, but of course by also my other capper, Salty, who does all other combat sports, including UFC. You're getting pretty much picks from 2 people for the UFC, and he does other combat sports like bare knuckle, octagon, contender series, boxing, which will be massive in the next coming weeks. And you get a free week, so you'll basically get this week off for the next few UFC cards too, which is fun. So I appreciate you all, and I will see you next week. Or no. Oh yeah, technically I will see you next week. The next video I'll drop is NFL, which is fun. Usually I'll see you for next week's fight cards, but I'll see you for next week's NFL card, NFL slate. How do I even end this now? I don't know. Anyways, I love you all. Let's keep cashing.